no longer then? Is he our mutual friend?
Hi YouTube, so there we are. What is all this fuss about God? Who exactly are you protesting against? Hot off the press, just when a guy thought he could take a break from making videos for a little while. The stories just keep coming, don't they? So yes, of course. All this violence in reaction to an awful, bad, pithy, dreadfully made amateur movie. I've seen some of it, it's terrible in terms of quality. But you know something? The reaction, of course, and you all know the story at this point. It's a funny thing. In my time, I remember The Life of Brian, and I remember the protests against that. I remember The Last Temptation of Christ and all the protests against that from the Christian perspective. And indeed there were protests, and it was banned in some countries, and there was all kinds of things, but nothing on the level of these beauties again in the Muslim world. I mean, what the hell can you say at this point, eh? I mean, it's just like this list, this catalogue that builds up and builds up. It's just it's so easy to provoke these people, isn't it? As for the thing of that message, you know, the apologist message perfected to a science. Why? What all the fuss? What are you protesting against? But besides the incidents in question, the obvious monstrosity of the violence and all of the rest of it, and the killings, what really dismays me, everyone, is the response in the Western media, again on radio and TV, from so-called expert correspondents who've lived and worked in the Middle East. It's that, yes, this amateur video was offensive, it was designed to be offensive, and all of that kind of thing. But not once did they ever throw in, but no, it doesn't justify the barbarity and the violence that we saw on our screens. They just won't go there, they won't say it. No, they won't justify it because, of course, in the end it's religion. I know a lot of people would like to drag politics into it, and there probably is, you know, because it's so involved in that part of the world, but no, you have to see this clear on, and that's why they won't go there, and I will. It's just that, it's religion, and there are echoes, of course. I'm old enough to remember, of course, going all the way back to Salman Rushdie. And I'm so sick of it, yeah, the whole Muslim thing. But the only difference is that where people with placards protested in Los Angeles against The Life of Brian or The Last Temptation of Christ on the Christian side, you know, these guys burn embassies and kill people. Yeah, and well, their new authorities, whether in Egypt or wherever, they are very fond of flogging people and beheading people and hanging people. I wonder, will any of those people, we'll never hear it, will they be brought to justice for that? I think these extremists of Islam are achieving their objective because I smell fear. I really do, everyone. That's what they want. They want people to be afraid. And these guys, 9/11 was huge. And they kind of showed that's what we can do. But I think that's the intention of these people. Sudden flashes of outbreaks of viciousness, you know, for any excuse, any provocation. I mean, just absurd excuses. But it's to make us all afraid. So the next time you see a hairy walking down the street with a big black beard, you're supposed to be like, I'm afraid of you. I'm in fear of you. And of course that leads in then, I don't want to do politics here. I don't do left wing or right wing. I don't have wings. I'm not a chicken. Although I like chicken wings. Because honestly, it is getting sort of way beyond absurd and ridiculous. All the way back to Salman Rushdie and all the protests and the Danish cartoons and this bullshit. I mean, how fucking much more can people tolerate, I wonder? It's a bizarre thing, the very fact you see in this part of the world that I'm even making this video. To friends, family and colleagues, and this is part of the problem. They would be sort of shocked and stunned and sort of, why are you saying this, guy? why do you make these videos? You're a bizarre person. You're very strange. Because for them, it's like being like a rabbit being caught in the headlamps on the road. They just, I have no opinion about this. I'm afraid of Islam. Look what they can do. And they don't even give a warning like traditional terrorists. And it's just that. I go to work on Monday and I swear, I said to my colleagues, isn't it dreadful what was going on there and the embassies and all of that sort of thing. And, no opinion. No opinion. All I can say is that I don't know who this Muhammad was. And I don't care. I don't care. And for Christians or for Muslims, the bad news is, as far as I'm concerned, there is no God, you see. That's the thing. There is no God. There is no Allah. There is no Jehovah. So your whole life is a waste. Your whole life is a complete fucking waste of time believing in an invisible, inaudible, impossible entity. So that's my message to all my dear Muslim brothers and sisters. There is no Allah. Never mind insulting Muhammad. I hope you're not too insulted when I tell you your God is a lie. There is no God. There is no Allah. Can I make that any clearer? Shukran jazilan. Thank you very much for watching. Ma salama.